Congress has passed and Obama has signed legislation that assures the death of Obamacare within the next year or two. While everybody was focusing on the issue of were they going to repeal Obamacare, which was stupid because Obama would veto the repealer and Republicans wouldn't have enough to override. While that was happening, something passed in the budget resolution last week that dooms Obamacare to extinction. It's fascinating. It's a provision called the Risk Corridor Provision. The big question that insurance companies ask that's crucial to Obamacare's success is, will we get a pool of sufficiently young and healthy people to ensure that we can pay for their medical care without charging an outrageous premium? At first it appeared that they could, but then as the enrollment continued, it became clear that the pool was far too old and far too sick for that to work. So the insurance companies compensated by raising the premiums, and that kept even more people out of the pool. And then they tried raising deductibles, but that made the plans even less popular. But the insurance companies, which were facing major losses of money, weren't that concerned. Last year, for example, the insurance companies in Obamacare lost close to $3 billion that paid out that they did not get back. But they weren't that worried because there was a provision in Obamacare, a fail-safe provision, that said that if the insurance companies lost money, the federal government would reimburse them for their lost profits out of tax money. They'd write a check to them. What they really said is that every insurance company each year reports a profit or a loss. And if it's a loss, they can get money from the federal treasury. Well, last year, Marco Rubio pulled a brilliant move. He introduced legislation that said that if the money that has to be paid out to companies that lost money is greater than the amount we pick up from companies that made money, we don't have to pay money out, any more money. In other words, it would only be insurance company profits that would pay for insurance company losses. Taxpayer money would not come into play. And in the current fiscal year, when the health insurance companies lost almost $3 billion, some companies made a profit, but it totaled $300 million, tiny compared to the losses. So what Rubio said is, okay, you had a surplus of $300 million over here, a loss of $3 billion over here. We will take this $300 million and pay it to the companies that lost $3 billion, but for the remaining $2.7 billion, you're on your own. No federal relief check is coming. Well, that freaked the insurance companies out, and it became clear that if that happened, they would have to pull out of Obamacare and the whole program would come crashing down. So in the budget negotiations, the Democrats demanded that the Rubio amendment be repealed, not extended into the new fiscal year, and that the federal government make good the promise of Obamacare, which is to subsidize the insurance company losses. And in the negotiations and in the infighting, the Republicans won that fight, and the Rubio provision stands. So the risk corridor reimbursement effectively does not exist. What that means is every insurance company in America that is participating in Obamacare has got to pull out. United Health, by far the largest of the companies, has already announced that it's considering a pullout. And the top 2 or 3 other companies have also indicated they're considering it. Now that the risk corridor provision has been kicked out, it's inevitable that these companies will pull out. And if there's nobody left to offer health insurance, Obamacare can't have insurance and it can't continue to exist. The irony of this is by the time we win the White House and the Congress and have the ability to repeal Obamacare, it will already be dead because it's such a terrible program, so poorly conceived, so poorly executed that it will die as a result of its own defects. That's interesting. It's pretty good. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas to everybody. Over the Christmas holiday, I won't be doing these every day, but we have a special treat for you. Monday through Friday of next week, we're going to rerun the interviews that I had a few months ago with the author Ed Klein, who's written 2 books, one called Blood Feud, about the background of Obama's relationship with Clinton, and another called Unlikable, which is about Hillary's image. These are crucial pieces of information to absorb, and he has so much to say that we did it over a series of 5 different interviews. But if you want to see how the election will play out, a crucial factor will be, what does Obama do while Hillary's running? Does he give a full-throated endorsement with strong support and pull out all the stops? Does he give an endorsement in a speech but not lift a finger? Or does he endorse her but still let leaks go out about the FBI investigation, about the emails, and subtly undermine her and really rob her chances of winning, while also sending out signals to drain her of her potential African-American support? Crucial to that is to understand how the Obamas and the Clintons get along, what they really think of each other. And next week, on Monday through Friday, you'll have a chance to probe that in depth by listening to the series of interviews I did with Ed Klein. On Christmas Day and the weekend before Christmas and the New Year's weekend, we're going to rerun some of our really good history videos. And then on January 3rd, we'll be back for the first video of the new year, talking about how the primary schedule is going to unfold and how quickly we'll have a Republican nominee. So in the meantime, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And thank you all for staying with me at lunch so many times over the course of the last year. Let's do lunch next year. Thanks.